Okay. So, this is Arson. This is my first ride on him. And Tim's been riding them. I haven't. I need to condition my saddle. That's why it's so squeaky. But he's 4, I think. He's green, but he's enough along that we can do the basic moving shoulders over and stuff. And right now I'm sitting here puddling around on him to get used to him, because this is the first time I've ridden him. And he's pretty nice. Kind of missed that pole just a little bit, but that's fine. He's very big. Not like Bob big, but he's big for a 4-year-old. I'm used to cow ponies, and he's pretty nice. I'm not asking a lot of him, but he's really nice. I'm just gonna move his shoulders over, move his shoulders up, move his shoulders over, move his shoulders over. I'm not getting what I want because he's not paying attention. I'm just gonna nudge that inside rein. I'm kind of walking over poles to get his mind, just a little bit. But I think this is, move his shoulders over his right shoulder. There. Move his right shoulder. There. Move right. There we go. We're going to kind of walk towards the cows, but that's fine. I have something poking me in my boot, but that's okay. And I'm going to ask him to move his left shoulders over. Pick my frame up. I would like him to be a lot softer this way. There. Kind of got what I wanted at the end, but that wasn't perfect. I'm going to try that again. Let's kind of come at an angle just a little bit. And then get him to move his shoulders over. 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 Move his shoulders. He's not really giving me what I want. It's a bit muddy right here. Not a lot. I'm going to ask him to move his left shoulder over again. He needs to get softer in his shoulders and his face. I was talking to Tim. He told me that he started moving his hip over and moving his shoulders over. So this kind of needs to get a little better. And so he's becoming, it's a mountain block. That's okay. I was getting what I wanted at the end. Gotta go a little forward and forward. I want him to break really soft. He's not getting soft off of my reins and feet, which he is still kind of green. But he's kind of, another thing how Legend is right now is that he needs to get kind of soft. It kind of going this way, and I'm kind of picking my rein up and he's not moving. It's soft. There, good boy. And walk forward. I want those 2 steps, as in his whole step, moving his shoulders over. They need to be soft. So I'm going to move his shoulders over again. Step in the mud. There's a pole there. Kind of cut that a little short. Go forward. Let's ask him. Oops. Walk over this pole. And then let's see if I can get this right shoulder to move over. He's pushing with his nose. There. He pushes with his nose. How Legend is he pushes with his nose, pushes with his feet. His front end. Forward. There. That was really nice. Kind of softened up. But he needs to get a little softer. See if I can get him to try. Good boy. Don't like how he's doing that. His face needs to come up. Pick him up. I really need to condition my saddle. Nope, we're going over this pole. I another thing training young horses is poles help get their strut note. He's laying on his front end to get his leverage. Nope. I'm lifting my hands up, squeezing them into that. But he kind of needs to not go as deep. Again, come up, round him up again, and soften back, and round him up again. Whenever he puts his face down, I bring him back up. He kind of, right there, you kind of saw it, kind of brings his face and his feet up. His feet get really heavy, and his face gets really heavy in my hands. The steering kind of needs to get a little bit better. That's okay. Because he's here for manners and basic training. Right now he's not leaning as much. I'm steering. I'm going to kind of get that like that. Kind of steer, and he didn't steer. Kind of need to make it kind of a little uncomfortable for him to steer, because he needs to steer. Well, not to steer. There, that was a lot better. He may not collect as much there. Now he's pushing with his feet, and then I lifted him up, and he came back down. Let's ask him to collect again. There, really nice. This leg to steer him, his hand. Now he get kind of wishy-washy. There, he's pushing on my hands, and I asked him to collect. And I want him just there, really good. He's gonna walk, and then I'll ask him to move his hip over. It's gonna come in the middle, where it's a little bit better about where I am. I'm gonna ask him to move his right hip over. There we kind of. Nope. So move his right. There we go. Let's ask again. There. Good boy. Let's see if I can get him to do the left. And this is just a feel ride for me. No, we're gonna stand. Stop his forward and move his hip over. Move his hip over. Nope. Move his hip over. Not your shoulders. Your hip. Your hip. Your hip. Move your hip. Nope. I'm gonna go forward. Move his hip. His hip. I want his hip, and he's not. I have the same issue on Legend about his left hip. I can get the right, but I can't get the left. I don't know what it is, and I'm pushing really hard. I don't know if I can get the shoulder softened. I think that's what it is. Shoulder softened. Let's see if I can get it now. Just gonna move his hip again. Just gonna move his hip. Just gonna move his hip. Just gonna hip. Gonna move his hip there. I felt it just a little. No, we're going forward. Ooh. That's got him moving over. I don't know what it is. I guess I'm doing something wrong. I can't get it to move over. Well, I'll get Tim to help me with that. See if we can get the right one to move over again. It's gonna move over again. There, he used his face to push over. There. This is Arson. This is kind of the first ride I've had on him. I'll see if Tim can help me about my left side after we're done filming. But this is Arson. I'm good. Yeah.